Anyways, okay, we're live. Hey guys, everybody, welcome Whiskey Thursday, another episode here, and we've got a rock star with us tonight, legendary Austin. We lost him for a couple months, and he's back making an appearance tonight. We're super pumped, and in fact, this is actually a special episode here for the holidays. Matt, why don't you sort of take it away here and let everybody know what's going on?
Yeah, Bruce. So we've got a special edition tonight. We're calling it the Holiday Spectacular Show, where we are going to be bringing on multiple of our favorite guests over the past, couple of months and whatnot, to share with us some of the stuff that's working, some of the stuff that's not. And we're going to do a special giveaway at the end. We're going to give away five bots in a private group coaching call for how to use those to go acquire more clients. So it's called our open house bot, and it is pretty epic. Agents love it. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool. Yeah, awesome. Good stuff. So, hey, just really quickly, Austin, what's been going on, buddy? Dude, where you been? Tell us, update us on everything that you've been doing.
Man, yeah, I feel bad because as soon as we kind of started this, we all put our heads together and we're really pumped and excited. And then I just got so swarmed with everything that it's like, as marketers, as business owners, entrepreneurs, you got to take time to have, your downtime, your off time. So my wife was one of those things. She was like, "Look, babe, I love that you're working hard and, bringing home the bacon, but we got to, she was kind of that brake pedal. And so, it's good to have that. It's like, I'm all about hustling and everything, but I've been trying to get up early in the morning, 5:30, 6 a.m., so that my nights I can have a little bit more free time. So that's just kind of my thing. I still love you guys. So
that's good.
It's like a sanity thing, It's like
yeah. No, it's all good, and it's kind of you're a pretty young guy, and I think this is your first business, right? Like your first real business.
Actually,
oh, okay.
So whenever I was 16, I had a lawn mowing and landscaping company. It was called No Mo Worries. Okay.
No Mo Worries.
Yeah, no worries, right? So we guaranteed satisfaction or double your grass back. That was our guarantee. Pretty strong guarantee. So
that is so great.
Yeah, this is my first really big. That was kind of just like a high school thing. This is the first time really.
Like this is real. This is
real. This is
making money. So, this is you're growing a business. You're hiring people.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like that's kind of the thing. So, but no, I know you guys have been crushing as well. I still keep up with the group and everything.
It's all good. It's all good. Hey, tell us a little bit, just like for people that are listening, maybe just kind of getting started and stuff. What was sort of your tipping point where it's like, okay, you know what, I'm working way too hard here, and I need more family time. I need to put in some structure, some processes, and start following those. And then, because like you're basically taking it to the next level here.
Right. And that's the thing. And I would encourage anyone, there's guys in there who, other guys who are crushing it. Some guys who are new, some people who maybe in the middle, not really sure where they're at. I would say the biggest thing is like, don't worry about systems initially. Like you don't need a CRM if you don't have a client, first go get a client. We'll go get lots of clients. And then once you can afford to start investing in your brand, that, in my opinion, that's the best strategy is like, just worry about hustling, go aggressive. I wouldn't necessarily use paid traffic initially. I would just talk to your warm market. I would, like Shane has done really well building his clientele just on Facebook groups. Do organic Facebook groups, do even cold calling, networking, whatever it is. Like keep your cash flow. Don't do paid ads until you can really afford to do it. In my opinion, I think that's the best thing. Especially now, paid ads are very, very competitive. But then once you can afford it, I think people. It kind of depends on the way you set up your system up, but around that 10 client mark, and a lot of people 10 to 20K is when they really start to, okay, I can't handle this all on my own. I got to get either I got to outsource the client management or, hire someone on to do the back end or the sales, right? They can't do everything because there's really 5 positions. There's generating leads, there's converting them to sales, there's client fulfillment and, servicing the client. There's retention and managing the client, and then doing it all like the financials, doing it all profitably. Those are kind of the 5 pillars of digital marketing. And initially you can handle them all, but after a certain point, for me, it's not something I really systematized. I was kind of like a ready, fire, aim guy, just didn't have any business cards, didn't have a website, and now really more so trying to introduce those systems. Hired a consultant to kind of help with this systems, hiring out people to help with different positions. So yeah, in a nutshell, yeah, I think you can kind of tell whenever you start losing sleep and getting pretty stressed out. I think it's kind of a thing where you will innately know, okay, this is a time where I invest in systems and start to scale. So
yeah, no, cool. Are you? I'm curious to know. You're going to be hitting 7 figures this year.
This year, I don't know about this year.
Okay, well, at the end of the year, next year for 2019.
Yeah,
are you on target?
Yeah, I could see in revenue. Yeah, I think so. Profit will be a different thing, obviously, because that's
revenues. Typically, we talk revenues, right? So
right, exactly. Yeah, I like to think of it as profit, like you take home. So I've always have done that. But the thing is, when you build a business, it's like your take home is going to be less, especially as you scale up, because you're reinvesting that money in either acquisition and systems and payroll, right? So, but yeah, definitely that's the plan. So.
That's awesome. Hey, so when actually, you know what? I'm gonna let. I know Matt's probably itching to throw in whatever he usually throws into the lives here, but go ahead, Matt. No,
so what is your favorite?
No, aren't you like, hey guys, if you're here, hashtag live, blah blah blah. But where's all of that?
Okay.
How come you're not doing any of this stuff here?
I was trying to get the chat set up and get it.
Anyway. Yeah, you're distracted.
Well, it's funny because I put it all into my own chat bot for my other page, and I was like, doggone it, it's not going to the right one, so I got to switch it all over. And sorry to everybody who just got a blast that you can't get into this group because we it's a closed group, so you can't get into this video. Anyways. So yeah, if you're watching live, hashtag live in the comments below. If you are interested in the free bot giveaway, free bot in the comments below, and let us know where you're watching from, and if you have questions on client acquisition, on anything, real estate related, marketing related, put the questions down in there because we're going to start asking those to some of the guests. I know Austin's got to take off because he's got those early mornings he's still doing, and those are tough. Early mornings are a tough switch. Have you found it to be a tough switch?
I think it's more of a mindset thing. What I've been telling myself is like, look, just get up in the morning, make it a habit, and then if you get tired in the afternoon, sometimes I will get tired and will like take a nap if I need to. But I think it's more so just the habit of like, my morning hours just seem more productive overall because they're uninterrupted. Usually before 8 or 9 a.m., if I can bang out 2 solid hours of like, whatever it is, checking everything and just catching up with stuff from the day before, I find that's a really valuable time, and it goes a lot farther than the afternoon. So for whatever reason, an hour in the afternoon is almost like worthless as far as like productivity because people are calling, they want to get you on the phone, and so I just feel like it's just kind of necessary. So, and then I want to have my nights back as well. So it's something I'm still kind of getting used to, but yeah, it's been great so far.
How long have you been doing this for? Like when did you start? Like you've only been not even a year, right? Or maybe just over a year?
Oh, you talking marketing?
Actually, what's funny? Exactly today is when I quit my job a year ago.
Oh, no kidding, eh? Ah.
Yeah, so I quit my job. I've been doing it like a year and a half for like around 6 months, and then I had enough saved up, and I was like, you know what? I want to really like take this full time, and yeah, just kind of took that leap of faith. I'd already had clients and people I was working with, but yeah, it was
awesome,
exactly a year ago. So yeah,
awesome. What are the chances we can get you back next week to do a whole episode on the business side of marketing?
Dude, that's the thing is like I'm not even like the business guy. Like I don't even feel like I don't like I don't even know like how I got to this level. It's kind of crazy. I mean, the biggest thing I could point to would be say like whenever I look at a program now, I look at it as an investment, and I don't necessarily care about courses and things like that as much. I more so look to invest in a network. So
Yeah.
I paid for a few different masterminds and inner circles. Like I already really have the technical skill set to go run ads and to go, do what's necessary. But I'm really just trying to get in front of more people that I can talk to. And so that's why it's worth it to me. That's why, like, when I invest in stuff now, if I pay $2, $3, $4, $5,000, then it's going to be because I know I'm going to be in a network that I'm going to be able to make a positive ROI with. And so that's been, I would say, one of the number one things. And then also like kind of focusing in on like a single niche or one or two niches. I think that's really like, I wish I would have done that faster. Because I know a lot of people starting out, they kind of do everything they can get their hands on. And I don't think that's bad, but I do think there's something to say about, as soon as you get results for a client, exploit those results and leverage it as a case study, testimonial, keep that client on, keep them happy, let them be a reference to you, use them in testimonial videos. Like, we've had some clients that we literally will like do their ads kind of for free or for like super low cost, but they will hop on the phone with a potential client. And I mean, every week they'll take calls and they will help us close other clients. And that's what I found is to be one of the most beneficial things.
That is a huge hack, you guys. Huge hack.
It's a huge
hack. Hashtag value bomb in the comments.
Yeah.
Well, listen, hey, Austin, remember us when you're way at the top.
Dude, no, I feel like you guys I know you guys are up to stuff. We've been talking about it.
Yeah.
So I know you guys are going to be right there along with me. So it's pretty freaking exciting. Like, I think of digital marketing, the best analogy is like, it's like the Matrix, like once you enter this world, it's just like, how deep does the rabbit hole go? That's literally a line from the Matrix. But it's like, how deep does this go? Like, how much money can you make? I mean, it's just, there's money everywhere and all sorts of different models, agency model, pay-per lead, email marketing, copywriting, funnel building, ads management, media marketing. Like, there's just so many freaking ways to make money. And even in like specifically real estate, I mean, it's just, Matt and I were talking like an hour or two ago about like one of his buddies who like flips mobile homes and makes like insane cash flow percentage for a very small upfront investment. Like, it's just crazy. It's just like all sorts of like crazy ways to make money. So
yeah, absolutely. Hey, listen,
but yeah, go ahead.
We're gonna have to let you go, Austin. It's like this because we have Cheryl in the lobby here, and she's been waiting for a little while. But actually, you know what? Can I bring her in at the same time? But I could totally bring her in. I'm such an idiot. Here I am. I have this. There she is. I'm an idiot. I have this picture in the lobby. Hey, Cheryl, how's it going? But hey, listen, Austin, we really appreciate you taking the time, and I know you've been super, super busy, and hopping on and saying hi to everybody. And yeah, definitely in the new year, if you've got some time, we'd love to like get you back on here and chat a little bit longer. And yeah, it'd be good times. So like good old times.
The good old days.
Yeah, absolutely. So
okay, man. All right, well, see you guys.
We'll talk soon.
All right, man.
Okay, good stuff. Take care, man. Okay. Cheryl.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. What is up? How are you?
Good. Can't complain.
Yeah, exciting. So you've got so Cheryl, I guess just a really quick introduction. I think a lot of people here in the group know who you are. You did a masterclass with us a little while ago on events, which was awesome. I think the feedback so far has been, at least the people I've spoken to, just an incredible amount of value inside of that masterclass. I don't think anybody's. I think Josh was trying to get it implemented. I know there's a couple people that are starting to try to put the events together, but I think it's one of those things that's takes a little bit of time to get moving, right? So, and with the holidays just around the corner, I think it's a little bit difficult. So tell us what you're working on. What's going on?
Yes, I'm working on my next event, funnily enough. So my next event is that'll be here in New York. So I was originally trying to do something in December, but just like you said, with the holidays and everything, it just kind of everything came to a stop and people weren't really being super responsive or they're out of town or whatever. So I switched it to January and have 4 seats sold already. Technically 4,
Nice.
but 3 who'll be attending. One person actually lives overseas and he just he asked if I was going to be recording the event, and I was like, well, I have, a recording of it already. So I basically just sent him that. So 3 people who will be attending. Yep.
So just really quickly, let's remind anybody that's watching who you are. Again, you did the masterclass with us about a month ago. So that was the paid to pitch masterclass, very successful. And Cheryl, you're basically, the way you're acquiring clients is going out, putting an event together, charging for that event, pitching or adding value, and then pitching your services to those clients. And the second event that you held, from what I remember, you made close to, was it $15,000 or $17,000?
Yeah, it was around 15, and then from
it
that
was way
event,
more than I make in a day. So 4 hours of work, and you made about $15,000 to $17,000. So not too shabby, right? Not too shabby.
And I'm still getting like business in from that event.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite one so far. So we'll see if I can top it next month.
Absolutely. And so is this something you're kind of sticking to now? Is the events, and you're going to keep doing this regularly every few months or so?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to do one at least every other month. And for 2019, I'm also shifting a little bit in the way I approach it. So I'm partnering up with a couple of associations and realtor boards in the area. And as a vendor, you can, kind of come in and talk to their already, a captive audience, and that if they show up, they're interested. The only difference is I probably can't charge people, so it'll be a little bit of a different dynamic. But I have a couple of presentations set up already for next year with some associations that have like 10,000, 11,000 plus members, and none of them have like Facebook advertising people or like really digital marketing people. So I'm definitely going to bridge those partnerships more in the new year.
That's awesome. Yeah, very cool. Any tips for anybody that took the paid to pitch masterclass that is maybe struggling to put one of these events together, or even some tips on how to get in front of these associations and boards? Can you offer any words of wisdom?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, good question. So if you took the paid to pitch masterclass and you're struggling, I would say just go back to the beginning, watch it all the way through, because it really is like a step-by-step blueprint. And if you're struggling, make sure that you're putting all the pre-work in place before you start trying to do anything else. So, like selling and reach out to people and get interest. I mean, 9 times out of 10, I can't think of any market where real estate agents aren't interested in ways to generate more leads. So it's pretty much a guarantee that you'll be able to get in agents who are interested. It's just a matter of finding them and reaching out to them. So I'd say I really would stress the pre, getting your list together, picking a venue, picking a date, and most importantly, giving yourself enough time to plan it. Like, don't try to throw it together in a couple weeks. You could do that, but it probably will not work out too well. I've tried to do that and it didn't work out too well. So that would be my advice for that. And then in terms of associations, I'd say just like contact them. So I went to there's a big realtor convention called Triple Play in this area. So it's like New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania realtors. I actually went to that a few weeks ago and made connections with like 3 or 4 different association marketing people. And I was showing them just like different types of campaigns. I did a bot demo for one of them, and like her jaw was on the floor, and she was the marketing person for this association. So so this kind of stuff is really like, it's not mainstream yet. So anybody who's in this group and knows Facebook ads, you can really pretty easily stand out if you approach these associations. So go to events to meet them, reach out to them via email. I invited one association to my event, and she's like, "Oh, well, why don't you come and do, and talk to our people?" So yeah,
Very
just
cool.
get out there and make connections. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. And for those of you guys who don't have bots going yet, again, we're giving away a free bot at the end of this. We're actually giving away 5 of them with a special private group class that we're going to do and go over how to use this to go acquire clients. Basically, you're going to be able to get them to visit your website real quick and then jump into your bot, see a demo that's going to blow their mind, and they're going to love it. I mean, real estate agents, I've already tested this. They absolutely love this thing. Our open house.
This is not, it's not your typical lead conversion bot.
Right. It's very unique. We're pretty excited to announce that. So it would be the open house bot. And like I said, we're going to give away 5 of them free with private group coaching calls. If you guys want that free bot, in the comments below. If you have questions, put those in the comments below. And then Cheryl also has a special gift. You guys, we're putting together a Christmas package that we're going to send out.
She's like, what are you talking about, Matt? This is
she does. I made sure everybody that's Cheryl Austin, my bad. But everybody who's coming on tonight is going to give a special gift out that is going to go out from our bot on Christmas morning as our special Christmas gift to everybody who's here. So make sure that you are subscribed to the bot. You can do that in our welcome post. It says it should be in the post of this live as well. Perfect. So you guys can do that. But you're going to want to be a part of that because it's going to be awesome. Just getting. Are we vetting Cheryl's free gift first? Wait, we can trust her, right? Page to Cheryl's course. No, I'm just kidding.
No comment.
Tell us a little bit about what we're going to be getting on Christmas morning.
So I'm going to put together a step-by-step action guide. So to Shane's point, if you're struggling to get your first event off the ground, this will be basically like a cheat sheet where it'll have everything you need to do on a couple pages. So you can just kind of, tick the boxes and get everything together for your event and have a successful one.
Really nice. Good stuff. Thanks for thanks for taking the time to put that together for everybody.
Yeah,
I'm sure Matt can use that. Matt can use all the help he can with checklists and. I love checklists. That's awesome.
Great,
yeah, good stuff. So, so you got an event here planned in January, and then a couple more with the associations. Sorry, losing my train of thought here. The one you had one. I was just curious to know that you had one scheduled in December. You actually sold a couple tickets. What did you end up doing with those people? Did you end up canceling the event and then refunding the money? Is that what you did?
Well, I reached out to them. So there were 2 that had purchased before I decided I needed to move it. So I just reached out to them. I said, hey, I can, refund you. I'm going to be doing it next month. So I can either give you a refund or I can transfer your registration to next month. And I'll give you like a free 30-minute session with me before then. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. No problem. I'll just come in January. So
awesome.
So,
good stuff. Very cool. Hey, Matt, I know that there's a bunch of questions here. Pop, I saw some earlier. Maybe Cheryl wants to answer a couple.
All right.
We all can.
So let me see here. What do we got?
Lots of free bots. Everybody wants that free bot.
Keep the questions coming, guys, because again, because of the free bot and the different things we're putting in the comments, we might not see them right away. Brent likes naps. It's the only thing that gets me up in the morning. I love it, Brett. I forget what the show was years ago. I think it was Life with Louie, where he says Saturdays where I sleep until noon, wake up and take a nap. Jen says it's easier to run an agency with a partner rather than being a single person. Or is it easier? Okay. Yeah, I guess that's a good question. Cheryl, would you think it's easier to run it as a solo person or with a partner?
I think it really all depends. I think it depends on how many clients you're looking to onboard, and it depends on like what your strengths are versus what your partner's strengths are. So if like you're the partner who's handling the sales calls and like lead generation and all that, and then your other partner is handling the fulfillment and that side of things, I think it could probably work really well. But partnerships can be tricky, so I think it all kind of comes down to what your objectives are and what you guys are good at, respectively. I work by myself, so I can't comment on how good a partnership is or not, but But yeah, I'm sure it definitely there are pros and cons to it. I'm sure, but you guys could probably talk about that a little bit more. I know you don't.
Oh my God, I've had a lot of partners,
yeah.
and I think some of you know my story about partners. I've had partners that have stolen money. I have partners that have defrauded the government. I've had partners that have, anyways, now I live with my ex-wife.
Oh man,
now you have a partner who always wants to give away free stuff. So
that's right. So and I think the just based on my own experience with working with partners, I think it's one of those things. It's like, wow, it would be a lot easier if I had somebody, then I can split the work and stuff like that, right? But then there's a lot of challenges that come with that. And so you really need to have a good understanding of what those challenges potentially could be. And so that when, that happens, you're not completely frustrated and stressed out about it, and you don't know how to confront them or how to solve those issues, right? The problem with that is it only comes with experience. If you don't have the experience of working with partners, you won't know what those challenges will be, right?
Yeah.
So anybody that I talk to that ever asks that question, like, should I find a partner? It would be a good idea to take a partner on or anything like that. I always tell them, if you can do it on your own, do it on your own. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that is definitely the best way to do it. Matt, don't cry. It's okay.
Oh, not a big deal.
So, part of, I think part of what's working really well with Matt and I partnering up on some of the things that we're working on is that, and don't take this the wrong way, Matt. I come into it with no expectations. I do my work and that's what I do. If, Matt's not doing, what I want him to do, then I do it myself. And I don't get mad about it or whatever. If Matt does more, then Matt does more. That's all there is to it. Like, and then we work really well like that because there are no expectations. That's it, but the reality is that, Matt does a lot. Like, it's not, and he does his things very, very well. And he's got his strengths and same with me. I've got my own strengths and stuff. So I think that's why this is working well. And we still work on our own things, right? Like, I've got some stuff on the side, Matt's got some stuff on the side and things like that. But otherwise partnerships are very, very difficult, very difficult.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is Leighton here yet, or?
Yes, he is. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Well, let's get Leighton on, and Cheryl, thank you so much for jumping on and answering some questions, and we can't wait to see the Christmas gift that you have for everybody.
All right, awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
Okay, good seeing you. Take care. Leighton.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Leighton? What's going on? Listen to that voice, man. It's like, it's like the difference between Leighton and Cheryl. It's like it's night and day. What is going on? And I saw you in the lobby too. It's like, okay, Leighton's here, and I can see you going like this. It's like, I'm getting ready for this live.
That's a prep, right?
Yep.
Gotta look good, man. Gotta look good. Things are good. How are you?
Can't complain, just tired. It's been it's been raining here in Atlanta all week, so my mood has been like not super high energy, but it is what it is. Still getting a lot of work done, getting some systems ready for the new year. How about you guys?
Same thing. A lot of rain too. I mean, up here we have what we call SAD, seasonal affectiveness disorder, which is where it is raining and snowing and cold and nasty, and everybody's got to be inside and they don't get the sun all winter.
Sounds like a lot of my clients.
Right?
Oh, Lord. Dang. Well, most of mine are in the salt, so they're like I have a lot in Florida, so everyone's always bragging about their 60 and 70 degree weather. They're like, oh my God, it's 60 degrees today. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know the area. Leave me alone. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, hey, Leighton, quick introduction here, who you are. Let's, make sure that we properly introduce you. As far as I'm concerned, you're basically the guy that went, 0 to 100 by doing cold calls, booking appointments, and landing clients. That was your business model that was your client acquisition model. You grew from that to, start building out your own coaching programs and courses and so on. And so it would just maybe like a little quick, 2-minute who you are, just for people that don't know who the legendary
Oh no, I'm just a regular guy. But yeah, so I started digital marketing earlier this year in February, to be precise, is when I started my agency. Basically came into the online space last year. I was actually in real estate, dropped out of college to do real estate. Was working at IHOP while I was in real estate, did a couple of deals, paid Zillow a ton of money, went broke, went into the online space, started by drop shipping to pay the bills. Did that until like January, did a little affiliate marketing. Then I just kind of wanted a business model that was pretty stable, got into social media marketing, figured out, if I can do Facebook ads for my own e-commerce stores, then I can definitely do it for local businesses. Figured out how to do it. First couple of clients was a learning curve. Basically, went straight from, so as far as, getting into the marketing world and how quickly I was able to move from being broke to having clients, it was a matter of like 2 to 3 weeks. Just hit the phones, started calling real estate agents, and within like 2 weeks, I had like 3K in my bank account. Then moved from there. Like 2 months later, had my first 6-figure month. 6 figures being not 6 figures in revenue, 100K plus in revenue, but like more than 8,300 in revenue. So that, because that's, I guess, where you hit the 6-figure mark. And then scaled up from there to like a couple of months later doing, multiple 6 figures per month in revenue. And then now doing very high multiple 6 figures per year in revenue. So hopefully next year, this time, we'll be hitting 7 figures from just agency. But I've also started working on, by summer already had, I realized that a lot of agents couldn't necessarily afford to work with me on the done for you side. So I started creating downsells, info products to give to the agents, literally hopping on the phone with them sometimes, scheduling coaching sessions. And since then, I've also been teaching a lot of different students how to start their own agencies, how to successfully scale. And just to be completely transparent, because a lot of people come to me now and ask me if I still cold call. I'll be honest, I don't anymore. But do I recommend it if you're just starting? Yes. Now that I have the money to, run my own ads, pay for LinkedIn automation, there are other ways to do it. But cold calling is definitely a solid way to get started, and that's what started my whole social media marketing career.
I love it. You have a special gift you decided to give everybody for Christmas this year. Tell us a little bit about what you are bringing to the table for our Christmas giveaway.
Another Christmas. I'm going to feel bad here at the end of this because nobody filled me in on this Christmas giveaway.
Well, I didn't know it was like a straight gift. Actually, it doesn't have to be classified as a Christmas gift. I'm just giving you guys a gift, which is my cold call ebook. So it will be a full scale guide on how to cold call A to Z. Script will be in there. Objections that are popular. How to handle gatekeepers. So it's really pretty in depth. It's really, really in depth. And a lot of people have used it, and just using the guide and following what I say in the guide, they've been able to land a lot more meetings. I had one student I gave the guide, and literally he said he read through it. 3 hours later, 3 meetings booked. So it works. It works.
It's really awesome. So I'm excited that you guys are going to get it.
Yeah, I've seen it too. Very, very awesome. Good. Yeah, great guide. You did a good job on that. Hey, listen, Leighton, I just want to touch on something that you said earlier, and I think this is something that a lot of marketers out there can take advantage of. And I think this is, something that a lot of people don't necessarily think about or overlook, and that was your downsells. I think that is a huge, huge thing that a lot of marketers can take advantage of if they can put something together. So can you just kind of explain a little bit about what that sort of looks like and just kind of maybe walk through the scenario of what that is?
Sure. So what happened and what started happening is, when you get more clients, it becomes harder to take. Well, for me, my whole thing was, when you start, you take whatever you can get. But as you start to scale, it becomes much more difficult. And especially for me, I'll be very clear about the mistakes I made when scaling. I did not hire a sales team. And I did all the fulfillment myself. I did not hire a closer or anything. I did everything from A to Z myself. The only thing that I had help was I had a VA that would edit videos for me and would do paperwork. So I literally had no help as far as the agency, really went.
You know what? There's a question came in, and this is perfect. Somebody asked, how many clients can you handle, or how much business can you handle before you need to hire an assistant or a VA or something?
I would say it really depends. For me, no, I have 13, but I've qualified them very well. and they're all higher ticket clients, so they don't really give me much trouble. I literally talk to them probably, once every 3 weeks each, if even that much. And the thing is,
or virtual assistants, or they're like local people?
No, all I have no local clients. All of my clients are in different states. Every single client I have is in different states. So, none physically close to me. But yeah, the thing is, it really just depends. As far as handling 13 accounts, if you're just doing the ads, then handling 13 accounts isn't hard, because it's kind of, the same, more or less the same thing over and over and over again. As long as you keep good records, you'll be fine. But handling 13 accounts plus cold calling, plus closing meetings, plus onboarding, plus report, like that's when you start to, so for me, my threshold was, I'd say probably about 8 or 9 was when I really started to get stressed out. Comfortably, 5, I could handle 5 quite comfortably, like with doing all the outreach and everything. But like once I got to like 7, 8, 9, that's where you start feeling the strain, because you're going to be, if you're still doing all the outreach yourself. And that's something that really stressed me out for a long time, until I figured out, how to automate my outreach a little bit more. Sorry.
Yeah, and you end up working in your business, not on your business.
You chipped out for a second, Max. Go again.
You end up working in your business and not on your business.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a really big mistake I made when I started. And even now, I still work in the business. So it's really hard to work on the business when you work in it. And I'm actually, one of my goals, and I've been telling I'm very open about my mistakes when I was scaling. And I told them, I was talking to my students this week, I had a live this week, and I said to them, one of the mistakes I made was, I did not hire a sales team. I did not build out a nice cold call, a group of cold calling people. I have figured out how to automate it. And to be honest with you, my automations have done very well to get me meetings booked. But I know that I'm leaving a lot of money on the table, because if I know that if I have a cold call team going on autopilot, I'm going to be closing a lot of deals from that too. Yeah. And then, if I have cold emails going out, then I haven't cold email, basically none at all. It's been non-existent this year. I have not touched any cold emailing. And I'm seeing some really great results. So there's definitely some stuff I know for a fact I'm going to improve on next year. What happened, and if I show you guys my calendar, you guys are going to be like, this is, I don't know how you do it. But I literally have, like, if you look at my calendar during the first 2 weeks of December, the all of November and all of October, it's literally every single Monday to Saturday, because I work Saturdays too when I'm scaling. It's literally 6 to 8 calls every single day. And each of these calls are an hour long. And I'm doing the calls. And then after I'm closing clients, I'm going on and doing the onboarding. But it really, really has started. It took a toll. And I felt like I was chained to my desk. I felt like I was working a 9 to 5, to be honest with you. The money is there, but you're not really happy because you're working so much. So, what's my big goal for next year is, right now it's actually on my Trello. I've been basically setting up a system to qualify salespeople and really have them go out and fill out a full application. Tell me what their goals are in terms of, staying with a company or not, if they would just want to do it as a side gig, or if they want to do it as a full-time thing. Basically going to get them, so I'm going to build out a team of cold callers, pay them commission-based, and then get a closer and just have him take all the appointments. And I have to give up some cash at the, initially, but it's so much more worth it, because the major thing for me is that I wanted to travel and see the world and spend some of the money I've been making for such a long time. Yeah. And I haven't been able to. So no, the big thing is I want to really have, all of this going on autopilot, the acquisition going on autopilot. And I can do ads from anywhere in the world, so it doesn't really matter.
That's awesome.
So that's what's in the works for next year.
And it's funny, it's similar to what Austin was saying about, starting the business, working on the business, not in the business, and, building out those systems and getting the right people in place. Again, as soon as you hit that 6, 7, 8 client mark, if you're running solo, like that's when you start looking at, okay, how do I leverage things? How do I make this work at a higher level? So it makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. I've had the fortune of getting really, easy to deal with clients. And I guess maybe because my prospecting, the way that I do my prospecting now, they kind of apply before they even come to me. So I can eliminate certain people based on certain things. But, having that in place kind of helps me not to, I know exactly who I'm getting on the phone with every single time they have a full application. And then 5 minutes in, I'm asking them certain questions, and if they answer the wrong way, I'm like, okay, I don't think it's going to be a good fit in the call. So because I'm ending call with anyone that I see the red flags for being a problem client with, I don't have anyone that stresses me out anymore. And when I just started, for example, you're in the middle of the discovery session and they won't answer questions. They're giving you a hard time answering questions. This morning, for example, I was helping a student because I've shut off my acquisition for the rest of the year. I was helping a student close a deal. And we hop on and I'm basically asking the guy some questions. And he's like, you know what? He was telling me my student was telling me some stuff about this. But honestly, I just kind of want to see what you do because we've tried this before and it hasn't worked. And I said, well, to be honest with you, here's the thing. The reason why I'm asking you questions is because I don't want to waste your time showing you your entire system if it's not going to be a good fit for you. If I can't see where it's going to actually help you, there's no point in me showing you this. So would you like me to ask you questions so I can see if you're a good fit or not? And if he had said, well, I just want to see it, I'm going to end the call right there. And as a matter of fact, the fact that he interrupted me in the middle of me asking questions and was like, can I just see your system, please? And he didn't say please. He just like, can I see your system? Can you just hurry up and get to the system? I was like, that for me is a I don't think we're going to be a good fit. Have a good day. And the only reason that you can be able to do that is when you have a full pipeline. I mean, when I was desperate, I would have sat through it and taken whatever came. But when you have a full pipeline, you have 14 more appointments this week. It doesn't really matter. I don't care. Bye.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
It makes a big difference, right? You can pick and choose who you want, and
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And
that's really
clients that are the right ones to work with. I mean, that is so key. And Shane, is Aaron on already?
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
perfect.
So he's waiting. Yeah.
All right.
Perfect. Leighton, thank you so much for being here today, and we can't wait to give out that gift on Christmas. And if you guys have any questions, put them down in the comments below, and I'm sure Leighton will get to those as well.
Sure. Have a great night, guys.
Leighton, thanks man. Have a great holiday, buddy.
Take care.
Thank you.
Soon.
Bye, guys.
Okay.
Take care.
We're just moving. We're just moving. We've got so many people.
I know, man. It's like
spectacular. It's so fun.
It's crazy. Like it's 15 minutes is not a lot of time.
I know, right? That's what I'm noticing as well. We should have like a 3-hour special starting at like 7.
Yeah, we get Aaron on for 3 hours. Aaron, my man, what is up?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up? How's it going, man?
How's it going?
Doing good, man. How about yourselves?
Dude, we haven't talked to you in forever.
I know, you're strangers. What's going on?
You're keeping too busy.
You know what's how to keep our courses secret.
Oh man, good stuff.
Yeah.
It means you've arrived.
It means that's right. It means we've arrived. So tell us, man, what's been going on? What are you working on?
Oh man, what am I working on?
I'll tell you what he's been working on. He's working on making some money. This guy. I saw your post today and looked at the comments on that. I couldn't freaking believe it.
Oh yeah, we got a ton of engagement with that. So yeah, that turned out really good. Helping out a lot of good people get clients. So yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Good for you, man. Congratulations on that. Really happy for you.
But yeah, the biggest thing we've kind of been working on right now, really just putting these systems and processes in place. We've been scaling really fast. And so, we're trying to take this thing to the next level. So, we just brought on a sales guy, got a VA as well. And, it's kind of just like you were, I think like Austin was saying, work outside of your business without having to, work it. So, yeah, that's been the biggest thing is, put those systems and processes in place and, hit the ground running for the new year.
That's awesome. I want to mention something here because bringing on Austin is doing really well. Bringing on Cheryl's doing really well. Quite a bunch of clients. We've got Leighton on that obviously is doing very well. You're stepping things up to the next level now. You've been doing quite well. I saw you got your award from Dan Henry, which was congratulations on that. And
you want your video.
Yeah, don't forget your video. You're gonna get smacked if you don't do that video. But have you received it yet or no?
So they said it's going in the mail tomorrow. So
okay, nice.
She hopefully arrives in time for Christmas, or a couple of days after.
That's awesome.
Very nice.
So we have all these people that that came on tonight. There's a lot of others out there that are doing really, really well. But I think it's important, especially for people that are just kind of getting started in this, or they've been doing this for a little while and they're struggling and they're still, they're doing 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month. They're trying to push to the next level. Like it wasn't always like this for you or, everybody else out there, right? Like it's a hustle. it is work. It is like, I remember Austin, pushing like until the middle of the night and building out ads and things like that. Like, this doesn't happen without the hard work. I mean, can you confirm this for everybody that's watching?
I said, definitely. I think when I first met Shane, that was about almost 2 years ago when we were hitting the ground running. But I mean, it probably took me 2 years to figure out what I didn't know. Well, probably about a year and a half, and then probably about 6 months to, apply it and make it happen. And then literally within 6 months, we went from doing 10K to, 20 to, 30 plus. It's kind of almost overnight. But, kind of once you figure out what you don't know and you connect the dots, it almost becomes a little easy.
Yeah, it's funny how that works, right? Because you hit a certain level and it's like, okay, now I figured this out. This is what I need to do.
Hit 40 viewers, hashtag 40 viewers. Sorry.
What's that?
Hit 40 viewers, so hashtag 40, guys.
I think you get to a certain point where it's like you start figuring things out. And I know, like in one of my businesses that I'd started a few years back, we got to a certain level, and so we were doing about $1 million a year. The next level for us was 2.5 million, and then it was to try to scale from 2.5 million to 10 million. That was sort of the goal at that point. And it's like it's a challenge to get from like zero to 500,000 or $0 to $1 million. But once you get to that, it's easy to maintain that. What processes, what you need to do to keep doing that. And then it's, the challenge is to get to the next level after that, right? And so there's always a learning curve, but you get better and better at it.
You got it.
Yeah. But it's definitely a hustle. Like in the beginning, I think, you've been there, and Austin, Leighton, Cheryl, everybody that's been on, Matt as well, right? So it's definitely a hustle to get to that point. So you just got to keep doing it. You got to keep working.
Tell us a little bit, because we've gone over all these big numbers, and I know you're another big number guy, but tell us a little bit. Everybody loves the big numbers, but tell us a little bit about like that beginning stage where it was like that 500 to 5,000 where you're going up the ladder at that point. Tell us a little bit about that for yourself.
So let's see here. So probably my first 6 months, we probably were looking at. We probably hit 5,000 that first 6 months, but then we kind of took our foot off the gas because we thought, like, oh, this is great. We got clients. They love us to get results. And then, you learn pretty quick in real estate that churn rate is pretty constant. Even if, you do everything right, even if they close deals, for whatever reason, agents will take a break on you. And so we went from 0 to 5,000 back to 0. And then we went from probably about 7,500, then back to like 2,000. So we kept taking these big mountain peaks and valleys, essentially. And what
was the reason for that? Why was it going up so much and then dropping?
So the biggest thing was we were almost like a real estate agent. We were running our business more so off referrals. We would get 1 or 2 clients. They would tell all their friends about how great we are. We would get a few more clients, and then that was kind of the way we were, bringing on clients initially. And so it wasn't until we got really big into the client acquisition where we were actually able to bring on more clients, onboard more clients, and pretty much outpace that churn.
Okay. And so,
this is really typical. I just want to say something. Like, this is really typical for small businesses, especially new businesses that start out, or entrepreneurs that are building businesses. When you first start, you focus on trying to get a bunch of clients. You get a bunch of clients, and then you get really, really busy, and you forget about your client acquisition, right? And you think you're doing really well because you're making money, your clients are paying you, and then all of a sudden your clients are dropping off. One client drops off, another one drops off, and now all of a sudden you've made $7,000 last month. Now you're making $1,000. Like, this is very, very common with new small business owners. You got to constantly keep the client acquisition. Like, you should be dedicating your time to client acquisition as much as possible. Every single day you should be acquiring clients or doing something to acquire clients.
Definitely. If nothing else, try to connect with at least 3 or 4 new people a day, and to do that every day for, a few weeks, a few months, and, the clients will come from just, that alone.
And when you say connecting with, are you talking about just add somebody on Facebook, or what are you doing to actually connect with them?
So me personally, or when I was getting started, I just made it my mission every morning, add 10 new agents on Facebook. That evening, add 10 more. And then we just do that every day. Even now, I don't really need to do it, but I still do it. It's just a habit.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Those
you still do that, eh?
I still do it. So get up in the morning, before I get out of bed, just add. Before I go to sleep, add again.
It's funny because every time I add a new agent to my friends list, it's like, oh, Aaron and this agent are friends. It's like every time. Aaron has consumed all the agents on Facebook.
I'm actually literally, I just hit the 5K mark, so I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of.
No kidding, eh? Yep. Yeah. Well, Matt should be the first guy to go. You can still talk to him in Messenger, right?
There you go. Oh man, no, that's awesome. So, what are you doing at the level you're at right now for client acquisition? What would be your number one method? Is it referrals?
So right now, paid ads and LinkedIn automation are probably my big two, and then referrals is probably number three.
Awesome.
And pretty much why that is, once you kind of max out that local market, you really got to go abroad to find new clients.
Okay, so did you start in a local market and then grew out, or did you go everywhere in the U.S.?
I started local and grew out.
I love it. And what was the way that you dealt with agents that were in the same area?
So pretty much I just kind of limited it to usually 3 to 4 per area. And then, at that point I can just kind of either run different ads to the same audience or, separate it, by a few zip codes as needed.
Love it. Okay. Cause that's a question we get all the time, right, Shane?
Yeah, it's and I think it really depends on, the area you're in. I'm in the GTA here. It's 7.5 million people. There's 50,000 registered agents. I think there's a lot of room. There's probably enough room here to build an agency around all the agents that are in this area, and you'd probably be okay. Right. But if you're in, a small hick town like where Matt's from, then that might be a problem, right? I mean, you might only be able to work with one, but you have 400 people in Matt's town, right? Yeah. It's like, you can only work with one agent.
10% of the people would be on the live right now. We have 40 people, so it'd be pretty wild.
And, the only reason why I say hick town is because look at the jacket you're wearing, bro. It's like you're wearing a hunting jacket. You're wearing a hunting jacket on a professional live here that we have with. And we've got clients here. We've got marketers. We've got our special guests that are coming on.
Thursdays. If you want to see my suited up Saturday, then hit me up. But
I saw questions coming up. Actually, they were asking if you're outside. I think we have a lot of new viewers tonight because we probably let in like 500 new members in the past week. It's insane. The group grew so much in the past week. So there's probably a couple new viewers. Yes, Matt does the lives outside. He enjoys the outdoors. That's about it.
They can be loud.
So and your wife's out doing karaoke, right? This is like
she's not doing karaoke Thursday nights. So, we do have a question here. I want to get to this one real quick, and then Aaron can tell us a little bit about his gift for everybody on Christmas. What do you charge your realtor clients, Aaron? I know you have a spectrum, but give us a little bit of a baseline for maybe somebody starting out and maybe somebody who's been doing this a while.
Gotcha. So when I first kind of got started, initially it was usually around that 500 to 1,000, just trying to figure it out, right? Once you get, 1 or 2 results, you get good at what you do. That 1,000, 1,500 is a pretty safe start. Now we average about 2,500 is kind of usually what we do, but it really just depends on the agent, the marketplace, and kind of their needs and what they need.
I love it. So you've got a special gift for everybody for Christmas this year. Tell us a little bit about that.
Nice.
So because it's Christmas and I love you guys, so pretty much I'm going to give a copy of pretty much my ultimate step-by-step guide to landing local real estate agents. Kind of like I was just telling you guys, how I got started was starting local and working my way out. And so that worked for a few reasons. One, local agents are a lot easier to close simply because you can see them face to face. You can shake their hand. You can take them out to lunch. Two, as you start to get results, local agents are a lot more easier to get testimonies from. I still got clients in California and Canada and everywhere else. I'm still trying to hunt down for testimony videos just because see face to face, they're a lot harder to get.
The Canadians don't give up testimonials. I tell you that.
And so pretty much I'm gonna give you guys pretty much a copy of this guide. And so if you're just getting started and trying to really get rock and rolling, if you don't have at least 3 agents in your local market, this will at least get you in the right direction and help you take on the new year.
I love it.
That's
I love it. All right. I'm so stoked to get that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And to get that, the free Christmas bonuses on Christmas morning, we're sending that out through the bot, right? Like that's not being posted in the group or anywhere like that.
No, it won't be posted in the group. It's going to be in the bot. So make sure that you are subscribed to the bot, which you can get. I think it's in this post above us, right? So I think it says like notify me or something like that. Make sure that you are signed up for that. And if you cannot find the link anywhere, just ask us in the group or ask us in a message and we'll make sure we get you the link so that you can get signed up and get those awesome Christmas morning gifts. Nothing like a Christmas morning gift that, isn't exactly cash in an envelope from grandma, but, it's how to get more cash in an envelope. So that was cheesy, but still.
Hey,
I tried.
Matt's like, okay, so for anybody that's watching the live and that doesn't know this, Matt's actually a professional comedian, or was at one point, and so this is Matt trying to make a comeback. So you know, it was really crazy. So I've got to say something, because so we were on a live last night. So for everybody that's on the live, and actually, Aaron, maybe you don't know this about Matt, but Matt's also an aspiring magician.
Huh.
And so Matt's a man of many talents. You know, KW licensed agent, you know, 0 to 6 figures in 30 days, amazing story, managed 35 ISAs, and then gone rogue and decided to do digital marketing. Why? I have no idea, but that's what he decided to do. But with a background in comedy, stand-up comedy, as well as street magic, which is crazy. So we're on this live, like, if nobody caught this yesterday, I think it was epic. We're on this live yesterday with Kemet, and Kemet's doing this giveaway, and he's like, okay, everybody guess a number and we'll put it in, you know, Matt's going to guess a number. And so Matt does this crazy mind trick thing on the live. It's nuts. And so here I am, I'm joking around. I've got some like sticky notes in front of me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to write a number down and just show it to people, right? Like, this is my number. So I write the number down and I throw it up on the live so everybody can see it. It's the exact number that Matt picks. So if anybody, like, Matt is definitely a, I wouldn't say world-class magician, but definitely, what do you call a magician that's, like, you know, trying to get his career going?
Up and coming? I don't know. I did street magic on the subway platforms in New York, so that was fun, and in a couple of different parts of Central Park. So
that was a great live, though. I can't believe that happened. So yeah, good trick, Matt. Yeah, good trick.
I saw Matt did some magic earlier today or yesterday. He made some group members disappear.
Oh yeah, that just it's like the vanishing members. That's Matt's new trick.
It was pretty funny. I mean, I think we had quite a few people wondering about that, which is what promoted us to put that post up and let everybody know what's going on. So yeah, don't copy people's stuff. It's not nice. And if you're confused, just go to the group and you'll see the post. So yeah, that was pretty wild, wasn't it, Aaron?
Who'd you ask?
Wasn't it, Aaron?
Oh yeah, it was. But like I said, you guys have arrived.
Yeah, exactly. So no, it's good times. Shane, is James here?
Not in the lobby.
All right, so we're still waiting on James. But in the meantime,
I see him commenting, and yeah, it's all good.
So let's
Aaron, man,
some questions while we're waiting for James. Aaron, sure. If you have a couple minutes while we're waiting. Perfect. So let me let's see here. So this is already the best Christmas ever, is what Chris says. Thank you, Chris. That's awesome. Oh, by the way, guys, with that open house bot, make sure that you're commenting free bot if you want a chance to see that. So let's see here. If you want a chance to win that, I should say. If you want a chance to win that. So Bammy's asking, how many ads per client do you handle? That would impact how many clients you can handle, right?
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
So really, okay, actually, let's back up. So are you just saying, like, in terms of a time commitment, or are you just saying, like, in a local market, how many ads you can run?
Yeah, I think you'd probably be referring to, like, how many ads would you be running for an agent per month?
So typically it's 1 to 2. You know, ultimately, you know, if you can get one and it's working right off the bat and you don't have to touch it, then it works. You know, I still got clients where I haven't touched their ad in 6 months, and you know they keep paying. So ideally, as little as work as for us as possible, but also as much, you know, to be as most effective as possible at the same time.
I agree with that. And you know, that's something I see a lot of times is people say, well, how many campaigns do I get? And that's how I know they've looked into digital marketing a little bit, because there's a lot of people that'll say you'll get 4 campaigns, you'll get 2 campaigns, whatever. For us, I mean, we're not really focused on the number of campaigns, because if I tell you you're going to get 4 and we're limiting it to 4, well, if we don't find a winner, that bummer, I guess, right? So we might start a campaign and it wins right away, and you're going to get 1 campaign. But we also might start 4 campaigns, none of them win, and we're going to start them all over and redo them until we get something that wins. And so you could have 8 campaigns. You know, it's not so likely that we end up with 8, but point being, like, we don't have a set amount that we offer because our goal is to get you results. So we do what it takes to get you the results.
That's pretty much it. And then I guess when you run into agents who say that, if they don't have a budget to support 4 campaigns at full throttle, that's something else to look at.
Yeah, right. I mean, if you're going to run one campaign, like, you're not even split testing it. I mean, you got to be running it for basically $150 a month, at the minimum, if you want any results. And at that point, you're not going to get a ton of results depending on the campaign. So yeah, I mean, we like to focus on results, not so much the number of campaigns. So let's see, what other kind of questions do we have here?
Got time for
James
one
is here.
James is here. All right. And we got a lot of people on the live. So what's going on, everybody? Again, if you guys are watching live, hashtag live in the comments below. But yeah, let's get James on. And Aaron, thank you so much. We're excited to see the gift that you got for everybody. Make sure to check your inboxes on Christmas morning, everyone.
And hey, Aaron, thank you so much. And really appreciate you taking the time tonight. Happy holidays to you and your family. And again, congratulations on all your success, buddy. Well deserved.
Thanks.
Okay.
Man. You
Okay,
guys
we'll talk soon.
All right, let's get James on.
James, eh?
Let's get James on.
Eesh.
The marketer's marketer. I think that's what There he is.
I've returned.
Where are you hiding? It looks like you're like in the closet.
I'm literally in my son's room because it's the back of the house and they're all watching TV way over there. So I'm just gonna hide in here where it's quiet, but I don't have to wear a jacket.
There you go.
What's up,
Awesome,
man?
man. I didn't even know you were coming on tonight.
I didn't know either. I just, I picked up my phone and suddenly I was on this friggin' live. It's, it's amazing.
Yeah, it was, we put it together a little bit last minute, but we're like, oh my gosh, like Christmas is here, which is basically how our present shopping went this year. So here we are.
Yeah, mine will be happening Saturday, so I'm kind of even closer.
There you go.
Isn't that like most guys, though?
Yeah, probably. I mean, like you get busy. What are you supposed to do?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not going. Like, I don't even know when the 20. What's that?
We have things like Amazon, so
exactly.
I don't know how it takes this long, but it always does.
Exactly. And I think they're still even delivering on Christmas Eve, so it's like, I'll just order everything right now. It'll show up just in time to wrap it. Throw it.
Do you guys have like same day delivery stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you do? Yeah. So we don't have that here. So it takes about a week.
So you got healthcare, so you got that going for you.
There you go.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. You will live. How's it going? So I have to follow Aaron Ace Harris, huh? That's not fair. I don't see anything fair about that, but it's cool. It's cool.
What are you talking about? I mean, you're legendary. Like I said, I don't understand. It's like James Cluster, the legend, right? But I do like. So I think like Matt's doing this. What was that?
That was my son who's found.
Oh, that was you. Okay, I thought that was.
Now he wants to be here.
I'll give you
watch your show.
I thought that was some wild animal at Matt's house.
I'm in his room, so now this is my fault, apparently.
I'll give you a quick tip. That Nerf rival, the one that shoots a little foam balls, it shoots them just fast enough to sting a little bit. Like they come in the office, you're like, I got the gun.
Yeah, I might need to invest in one of those. I can hear the other one. Yep, there she is. Hi, what do you want? You finished your dinner? Good. All right.
This is why lives are so awesome.
Yeah,
right?
you guys get to take a tour of my house. It's kind of a disaster area, but that's all good.
It's okay. We're gonna put you like on solo here.
This is now it's like Whiskey Thursday Cribs. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, so you heard I like fridges, so I like to place cold things in a fridge. So I got a fridge. It's got all kinds of stuff on it because I'm an adult. There you go. Here, I'll trade you your plate for a cookie. Now get out of my face.
There you go. Digital marketing dad.
Anyway, what's up, guys? How are you doing? How's the end of your year going?
Oh, it's going really well. What about yourself? I mean, what are you working on? You got something crazy going on, or?
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I'm not chilling. I've literally been on the phone like every day, multiple times, 5, 6 meetings a day with people for the last probably month now. So yeah, I kind of opened myself up to a new niche in late October.
Awesome. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I'm kind of doing.
It's like, no, it's a secret. What
Yeah,
are you doing?
yeah.
Matt, don't put me on the
I probably
spot.
won't talk too much about it. It is in the medical profession. I will say that it's not Kairos. Okay. And it still has gatekeepers, but the gatekeepers are a lot nicer than I've found in other medical related niches. So
let's cover that, because I think that's something a lot of real estate agents don't run into until they try to get into brokerages, right?
That's true. That is true.
So what are you doing to get past the gatekeepers?
So what I'm doing actually a lot of cold email. That's, by the way, I will say that's my methodology for getting all these appointments set is starting with cold email. Mm-hmm. And I got to give Brendan Allen Barrett credit for this. I don't know if you guys know him, but he does a lot of sales. He builds sales teams and things like that. And he and I were on a live once.
On Whiskey Thursday.
What?
Let us know if he wants to be on Whiskey Thursday.
Sure, I'll ask him. I bet he would.
Perfect.
But he was just kind of talking about the whole cold outreach thing. For him, is really about asking questions that kind of take you up the ladder. They get you the information you want and take you up the ladder where you want to go, as opposed to kind of barreling into a sales conversation, which some people can do, and some people are really good at that. Some people are really good at getting to the decision maker on the phone with whatever they say and their silver tongue. That's not me. It's never been me. Mm-hmm. But I knew that if I wanted to do some serious volume and start having a bigger pipeline, that I really needed to get better about having a lot of outreach going on. And I know Aaron was kind of just talking about that a little bit. Just as far as,
when you say going up the ladder, so I think what I'm understanding is that you're saying, like, you're not going, can I speak to the doctor if it's medical, or if it's real estate? Can I speak to the broker? You're coming up with questions that those people would have to answer.
Correct. Yeah. And then finding out who those people are that I want to answer those questions. And then once I get that information, making kind of a natural transition to getting in front of them, and then getting them curious about, well, why do I want to get on the phone with this guy and talk to him? So, and I will say I've had a pretty good success with it so far. And I'm just I'm working on my sales ability, because I've done a lot of referral. I think I've talked to you guys about this before, but like a lot of my business has come from referrals, which is nice, but you can't grow your business exponentially on referrals, and it's not a really great indicator of how good a salesperson you are, because it's really easy. I shouldn't say it's really easy, but it's pretty easy to close a referral, because generally they're being sent from somebody that's saying something glowing about you. They need what you have, and as long as your price isn't insane, or sometimes even if it is insane, they'll say yes. But that's not the case for pretty much anybody else that you might market or sell to. So, so I've just had to kind of learn, and then I've been recording my sales conversations and listening back to them and going, okay, what did I do wrong here? Or what, so it's really just been focused on sales.
How has that affected your ability to close people when you're recording your calls and you're listening to them? Because a lot of people, they're like, I don't want to listen to myself. I don't want to hear myself. Or I don't want to pay $25 a month for the add-on for my program that will record my calls. I mean, seriously, right? It's an extra $25 or more usually.
So I got around that a little bit. I use Zoom, which is like $10 a month or something like that.
That'll work.
And I just do all my calls through Google Hangouts. So I can just record through the audio on my computer. So I set up a Zoom. It's just on me. And I'll just do that, unless I'm doing a presentation, and then the person can be on the other end of Zoom. But if they're not, I'll just do my call through Google Hangout, and it's recording the audio, and then I can just download the video after I'm done with Zoom. So it's $10 a month basically, and then so I just go back. I have a sales script that I use pretty religiously. I'll go off topic if I need to, like if it seems to make sense. but I do have a script, and then I'll just watch back and I'll kind of go, oh, that was a mistake to say that, or, oh, they seemed ready to buy here, but I kept talking. And just kind of figuring out like the flow and the natural flow and of a sales conversation like that. Cause it's definitely, I didn't go to school for anything like that. It hasn't been the biggest key of any of the trainings I've ever purchased online. Like there's always a little bit about it, but usually very little, unless you buy a strictly sales course, like a Jordan Belfort kind of thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so it's just been kind of getting better at that and trying to up my rate of making that sale.
Conversion rate, right?
Conversion rate, yeah.
Nice. And have you noticed that it's helping to listen to yourself and go back over this?
Yes, for sure. It for sure is. Because I learn more and more, usually more and more, like when to stop talking is the thing that I'm learning a lot of.
I love that though, because so many people miss that fact. Like I've heard a story a long time ago and it stuck with me. The guy was telling me like, basically it never gets better than yes. Okay. So he talks about this guy who goes into a toy store and he buys he goes to buy this helicopter for his kid, a remote control helicopter. And the salesperson the cashier, I guess you'd say, says, oh, this helicopter is amazing. You're going to love it. This is so great. It has, 30 foot range on this thing. It'll go 100 feet. It'll do this, that, and the other thing. And the guy goes, it's only a 30-foot range? And he goes, yeah. He goes, and it only goes 100 feet high. And he goes, yeah. He goes, okay. I think I'm going to hold off for now. Right? Like the cashier had the sale. Yep. It was there. He's ringing it up, but he kept talking, and he talked himself out of a sale.
Yep, absolutely.
And so you've seen that exact thing happen.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's really that's a hard thing to do, I think, as for most people, is just to listen and stop talking. Right? What is that?
like that 2-year-old. Yes. Yeah. No, it really is. I've noticed that a few times where pretty much exactly that. You keep talking.
You want to talk. Else. You want to say something.
And a lot of times too, it's like it's as simple as just letting somebody else process what you've said. There's an inherent need, and I think there's plenty of videos and things online that talk about this, but there's an inherent need for humans to like fill in gaps of not talking. Just like it's silent, start talking, blah.
Yes.
But in a sales conversation, like, no, because somebody's really thinking and they're going, in their head, they're going, all right, that sounds good. Okay, the leads. Okay, what the offer is. Okay, $2,000 a month, $4,000 a month, whatever. And you got to sit there as a salesperson and go, let them think about that, because they just need to think about it. They don't need you to say anything else. You've said everything that you should have to say. If they like you, they like the offer, and they like your business, just let it sit there. So yes, I am hearing you.
But it's so true, because people are terrified of silence. And I think silence is a very powerful tool if you use it that way.
Yeah.
It don't work for kids.
No, it doesn't.
No, they just get louder if you're silent.
That's right.
Hey, James is going to become known as the guy with the kids on the lives, because I think the last time we had you on, like your kids were there with you.
I'm pretty sure Margot made a cameo at some point. You go back out with brother right now. Goodbye.
All right.
Adios.
We're going to have to send James his own Christmas present of a Nerf gun.
That's right. Adios, amigo.
No, so that's awesome. And I'm curious, James, tell us about the hat.
This is actually did you guys ever watch Rugrats? Like,
yes,
eons ago? It's Chucky's t-shirt as a hat.
I love it.
Got, like, I think these are his shorts or something like that. Yep. It was the pattern of his shorts. So it's cool. All right, you can play in this room. I'm going to leave this room though if you're going to chat.
And we'll give James just a second, and then we're going to go over James' Christmas present to everybody.
Yes. What do you want?
How awesome is that? All of our guests tonight, you guys, if you're happy, let's see, Christmas Spectacular in the comments below. Let us know that this was worth doing, that you enjoyed having so many people on so quick, getting as much value as we can. And again, we are still going to get to questions after this, as well as the free bot giveaway that we are doing. private coaching or private group coaching on that.
You guys are like Christmas elves,
right? Dude,
it's all Matt. I just heard about this like 30 seconds before the live. He's like, "Hey, listen,
Shane,
this is what I do."
Take credit.
It's like Matt's giving away everything. I'm like, let's just take all these guides for ourselves, and we'll just make it our own.
World.
Make it our own and sell it as
make it our own and build out a course.
Yeah, if I had any advice for anybody, as a closing note before I talk about the gift, if I had any advice, I would say have as many sales conversations as you can have in 2019. Don't stop having sales conversations, and however you need to get those sales conversations, make that happen.
Unless it involves stealing somebody else's course. Don't. No,
don't do that. but you know what I'm saying. Like, send out the emails, send out the Loom videos, go to the meetings, whatever you need to do to keep that steady flow of them coming in. Because like Aaron was saying, your business kind of dies if you don't keep that going.
I think it's important to do that on a regular basis. Like, you really should. I keep saying this. Like, you really should dedicate a certain amount of time every day to do your sales prospecting. Yep. And whether that is sending out emails or going to a meeting or hopping on a phone call, whatever that is, do that every single day. There's no reason not to be able to land clients. If you keep doing that, you will land clients. We had AJ on a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last week or something, and he said, I mean, basically his secret. He's an agent. He's going to, he's on target to do, hopefully maybe $1 million in commissions. And basically his secret is just talk to as many and shake as many hands as possible. That's it. And naturally you get business from that. Naturally.
Absolutely.
Well, even if you're a salesperson who's getting a 5% conversion rate on your sales calls, if you just add more sales calls, you're going to get more sales.
Yep.
Yeah. It's based off of percentage. You have to just constantly add more sales calls.
It's just numbers. It's just numbers and volume.
Yes. And you know what? Maybe that should be our 2019 motto is just keep selling.
Yeah. It's going to be mine.
There we go. I love it. So, James, tell us a little bit about the.
So, what are you buying, James? Let me sell you something.
I've done all my buying for 2018, other than
come on.
Christmas presents on Saturday.
That's a good question, James. What would we have to come out to sell you something? What would we have to launch to make you go, that's worth it? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, I don't know. I would. Yeah, that's going to require some thinking on my part. Can't think of it off the top of my head.
All right. You can get back to us later, and I'll send you the bill.
I will. Yeah, that sounds good. So what I'm going to give you guys is a guidebook that I made, which is called the Alternate Niches for Facebook Riches, and because my whole thing has been, everybody talks about. Dentists, chiros, realtors, and everyone's going after them. And you've got lots of people trying to get that done. I can close that in just a minute. Everybody's trying to kind of work with those, and they're great. And there's plenty out there, and by all means, go for it. But I also think there's a lot of businesses that are not even talked about as businesses that you can help with. So I created a guidebook of who those businesses are, how to talk to them, what kind of offers you could run, and even some kind of example ads. And there are, I want to say there's 9 or 10 of them in this guidebook. That's like 8 or 9 pages long. So
love it.
So I put that together. So enjoy and go find some other businesses that need help and start marketing to them. And maybe you'll find a blue ocean out there that you can swim around in by yourself.
I love it.
Beautiful. So giving. Everybody's so giving tonight. I love it.
It's that time.
Marketers are awesome.
It's that time of year.
Well, and I think I think the other thing is that it's all about adding more value. Again, same thing. Talk to more people, get the word out there, and I think this is great. And I think it's awesome that all these marketers, Aaron, Cheryl, everybody's putting this together to help a lot of the members here.
Well, I appreciate you guys reaching out and asking and including me. And thank you for having me on a couple times this year.
So, what's really interesting is we're going to announce it later on today, but I've been on this big kick of inviting big shots into our Whiskey Thursdays, right? And
you guys stick around. You're going to want to hear who we have coming on for 2019. to start the year off.
The whole thing, I told Matt, I said, like, if you don't ask, you never get,
True.
So don't be afraid to ask. Like,
Yep.
if you want to talk to, like, some of these, some people that are doing 7 figures and stuff like that, like, don't be afraid to ask for, 5 minutes of their time, or to come into an interview if you're trying to grow a group or anything like that. You won't know if you don't ask. And it doesn't hurt, right?
And
so that's what we've been doing.
Lady Gaga is coming on in 2019 to Whiskey Thursdays.
That's right.
It's amazing. I can't believe you guys got Lady Gaga. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Completely irrelevant to what you're doing, but it's really
That's
incredible.
It's going to be incredible. It's about branding yourself. No.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but thank you so much, James, for coming on. We really appreciate it. And
thank you guys.
Yep, on Christmas morning.
All right. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Thanks,
everybody.
buddy.
Take care.
All right, and congrats on your success. You and I, we haven't talked since your award with Dan.
I know. We got to catch up.
Yeah. Congrats on that, buddy.
I did my video. I made good
I know
use of
you
my
did.
video.
I haven't gotten my award yet. I haven't got my
one
award.
person I think hasn't gotten yelled at in the group for the video.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to
Have a good holiday, buddy.
All right, you guys too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, take care,
man.
Bye.
All right, Shane. Well, I guess with the two of us, we can probably get rid of the picture, right? Did you already do that?
Yeah, it's gone.
Check that out. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
So
look, I'm gonna put you solo.
You're whoa. Okay, this is crazy.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, thank you. I was getting a little concerned. But I'm gonna have to run in a second, just make sure everything's good in there. But real quick,
you're gonna leave me here
just for a second. But real quick, you guys, if you want the free bot, make sure hashtag free bot in the comments. Like I said, we're only gonna pick 5 people to get this free bot and a private group coaching call with us. It's gonna be pretty epic. I think you're gonna love it. It's gonna help you acquire more clients, and the agents are gonna absolutely love it.
And if you're an agent, you can use this as well, right?
Like you totally use this.
Yeah. So if there's agents that are watching, and they want, like, basically and the free coaching call basically goes off on, like, you're going to go over how to use this, how to deploy it, how to connect it to your pages, things like that, right?
Absolutely.
You can ask questions in that. So I think probably a lot of value.
It's a ton of value, you guys. It's a very simple bot, but at the same time, it's so big, and it's something that so many of us, I think so many people just skip over, right? So we're really excited to have that.
100% original. Let me just...
Yeah.
This comes out of your mind, right? Like, out of your brain. It's like, okay, I'm going to put this together, and this is going to be awesome.
I'm sitting there going like, hey, are you helping with this? I'm like, hang on, I'm working on a bot. So this is the kind of stuff that's going on in the background. But let's get to some of the questions. Shane, do you want to jump into some of the questions? And then you guys, if you have questions, post them below.
I don't even know where we're at with questions.
Oh, we're right at the top. We've gotten so many comments that a lot of the questions have disappeared. So please ask them again.
My phone's dead.
Your phone's dead.
Nope.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Just pick one and I'll start talking to
it. Christian Santiago. Aaron, on the last live, well, you're not Aaron, but we're going to go for it. You said you were broke. If you were broke, you'd pitch at open houses. What do you typically bring up?
Oh man, you know what? I saw that question come in. I'm like, you know what? I want to ask Aaron that thing, like that specific question, because I wanted to hear what his answer was, because I know his answer is a lot different than mine. You can go now if you need to go on your pee break.
Yeah,
you can. Is that what you're doing?
No, I gotta go check and make sure you're not crying.
No, you're going. Yeah, I know where you're going. You're going to the bathroom. That's fine. So the next,
like, I have to. So I don't know. Anyway,
just hurry up. So open houses. Yeah. So when I first started doing some of my client acquisition, I started do more digital marketing. One of the big things I used to do on the weekends was basically go out to open houses. I believe I haven't talked to Aaron about this and what he does to pitch his clients when he goes to an open house. But typically what I would do is I would just basically look for not the most expensive house, not the cheapest house, but something in the middle. And then I would just go to the open house and start walking around and just spark up a conversation with the real estate agent, and then start talking about social media and advertising and so on. And it works every single time. Every single time that I went to an open house, I was able to at least spark up a conversation, and also multiple times book an appointment to be able to talk to them further about doing more social media or more advertising for them. So, if you're struggling with trying to acquire clients, or you're just kind of getting into the industry, I really find that the open houses are a great way to learn about the real estate industry, because you get to learn on what they're doing at open houses. You get to talk to an agent, and one of the big things I've noticed with real estate agents is they love talking to people that are interested in the real estate niche. So definitely being able to go to open houses and meet more people. And I guess it just goes back to this whole thing about meeting people. You open up more conversations, you shake more hands, you're talking to more people, and the open houses are just another great opportunity to be able to do that. So
there, Shane. All right. So what question are we on right now?
I just wrapped up the open house stuff.
Okay, perfect. So let's go to the next question. Let's see. Free bot. We're seeing free bot everywhere. Keep that going. Results are the most important thing. I love it. How many leads can you bring your client per month? I'm not sure if you're asking how many can they handle or how many can we bring them. How many we can bring them depends on their budget. There's really no limit. It just depends on their budget. How many can they handle? That's a great question. And it's something I've dove into personally to try and figure out when I was running an ISA team, was how many leads could each ISA handle. When I went into car sales and looked at what their numbers were, basically what they came up with is a good car salesperson could handle 80 to 100 new leads a month. That being said, their sales cycle is only 14 days on average. With real estate, it's 14 weeks. So I still haven't figured out the exact number, but I think 100 per month adds up really quick when they have to follow up with them for several months. Shane?
And we've had a lot of, just with the clients that we have had, this is something we've been testing a lot, whether or not it's better to do one campaign, overwhelm them with a bunch of leads right away and let them handle those leads, and then feed them more leads when they're ready. Like, we do a lot of that kind of stuff. And in fact, if you saw one of our lives with AJ, we talk about that, right? Where we ran one campaign, generated 43 leads. We shut off the campaign. He dealt with those 43 leads. He got 9 pre-approvals, 2 buyers, 1 listing out of that in a matter of 3 months, right? It was it worked out really, really well. We do the same thing with my wife. Like, when she when things start slowing down, we turn on her ads again, and then we generate a bunch of leads right away. And I'm not talking about 2 or 3 of them. We're talking about spending $100 to $300 in 48 hours, and then just generate a ton of leads, so that they can start booking a bunch of appointments for a week, 2, 3 weeks out. So we do a lot of that kind of stuff. Is it better to do that? Well, I don't know. It's we're seeing some good results from that, but we're also seeing a lot of good results from doing 100 leads per month.
Yeah.
And not completely overwhelming your clients. We're as marketers, the results that we're seeing are cheap leads, right? Like, that's the instant gratification for us. So it's like, okay, well, I've got ad spend of $500. If I can generate leads for $1, that's 500 leads, and out of 500 leads, average conversion is 1.6%. Then that means that we're going to see 5 deals next month. Like, it doesn't really happen like that. You're going to overwhelm your clients, and they're not going to make the phone calls because they're too busy. You're going to, a lot of those leads are going to drop off. They're going to get overwhelmed. They're going to get frustrated really, really quickly. So, yeah, I think limiting.
Yeah, limiting is a good thing, right? Because if you're giving somebody 300 leads a month, if they have to follow up with those themselves, you're overwhelming them, especially 90 days in, because that's 900 leads they have to follow up with. Let's see. Ben is asking, what are Loom videos? So a Loom video is actually a video recording that you can use. If you go to useloom.com, you spelled it right, Loom, useloom.com. You can create those videos there, and you can send those out as messages basically to potential clients. So Ben says, how many pages can you connect the bot to? So as my understanding is, you can connect one bot to one page. Yeah, I think Anything else to say?
Pretty simple answer.
Yeah.
One page.
There you go. Let's see. So Jen says, I thought about doing that, but never knew what to say or that they would get pissed. I'm not quite sure what that was referring to. Probably
open house stuff for the open house stuff.
Perfect. Ben says, I talk to agents at open houses when trying to pitch my real estate photography, and a lot of them really like the company and chatting about their business. Ben,
absolutely. And this is one of the reasons why, just to respond to the last comment, this is why I'm very selective when I used to do the open house stuff. I was really selective in terms of what types of houses I would go see. So I'd look at what open house, I'm not going to go to the open houses that the majority of the audience wants to see, right? So single 3-bedroom home that's, properly priced. Like there's going to be a ton of people there. I don't want to go there. I'm going to go to a more expensive house. Maybe it's overpriced. Maybe it's a little bit further out of town, or whatever. And then I wasn't doing the open houses to acquire more clients. I was doing the open houses to talk to more people and just to get a better understanding of the business.
And when you
from that,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I lost my train of thought.
When you say overpriced, a lot of us, we don't know overpriced if we don't know the market. So I think a safer bet than saying overpriced would probably be just high-end homes, right, Shane?
Yeah, in the area that I lived at before, 380 was sort of the medium price point. I was looking for homes. Like when I was doing the open house stuff, I was looking, $600,000-$700,000, possibly something that, when you look at the listings on the MLS.
You're not referring to overprices like they overprice the listing. You're referring to over the median. Right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Or possibly something that's been on the market for a long time. So when you look at a listing, you can see, there's something called DOM, which is days on market, right? And, you can find out what the average is pretty quickly. And then you can see if something's been on the market for, 38 days and the average is 16, then there's something wrong with that listing. So, but if they're holding an open house, then you might be able to go to it and, just talk to the agent about the industry. But again, it wasn't something that I was doing to acquire clients. It was more something that I was doing to learn more about the industry, have more conversations. I booked some meetings from it, which was crazy.
Yeah, makes sense. Again, everybody, make sure you stick around, ask questions now, because after the questions, we are going to go to the bot giveaway. So Joe says, after 3 to 4 months, 100 leads per month can be overwhelming. Absolutely, Joe. Rance is asking.
Joe's an agent, right? So
Joe is an agent. Yeah. So Joe's an agent. He's very, very familiar with that because we've worked to get him plenty of leads. So Rance is asking any recommendation on the third-party vendors that have licensed ISAs. Shane, why don't you?
Well, is the question about licensed ISAs?
Well, I think the question
what does
is
that mean?
Recommendations on third-party vendors that have, let's tackle it, that have ISAs, like picking out a third-party vendor for ISAs. As far as the license rule, people tackle that differently based on the location that they're in. Different states have different laws, and certain ISAs can say things in one state that they can't in another. Okay, so we're going to tackle that as if we're focused on the actual ISA company. Does that sound fair, Shane?
Sure.
Okay. So how would you go about finding an ISA company?
I just picked the one that everybody's talking about. So test them out and try them out and see what the results are. I mean, I don't know what else to, I don't know what else I would be doing. We're using Agentology right now. For some of our smaller clients, we have our own team for some of our larger clients that still do follow-ups. I've tried to connect with some of the other ones, and it's just the lack of response. And I don't want to name any names, but and then there's been some opportunities to try things like Hire Ava that I definitely want to look at down the road. So how do you pick these guys out? I think it's just a matter of preference and what you want to be offering to your clients and price points. So because do they now? That said, there's some pretty shitty ones out there too.
Okay,
there was I had a student. What makes them shitty is that the ISA is basically telling the client on the phone that they're willing to go ahead and buy their house over price. I'm dead serious about that. the people on the phone, the companies telling the leads that they will make an offer on their house.
Okay.
No, like it's completely nuts. Like this is not normal.
That's a little bit strange. Yeah.
So here's from what I remember, here's the conversation. So I'm sorry. So why don't you want to sell your house? Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Well, we're willing to go ahead and offer you more than what, anybody else can offer you. Like this is the third party ISA company telling this lead that, right? Anyways, terrible company.
That's not going to be a good one.
No, terrible company. I would never ever recommend them. Worst part about it, they're Canadian.
Okay. Well, not that it necessarily makes them bad, but I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying there. I mean, if they're going to do that, that's not going to help the agent. That's not going to help the marketer. It's
this is terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Some of the things I would look for is, number one, are they making calls? Number two, what's their response time to making those calls? And number three, how many calls are they going to make? Those would be the three things that I'd be interested in. Are they making calls? How quick are they making the calls? And how many are they going to make? So those are the things that I would take into account and make sure they fit with my plan.
I'm going to add to this too. Like, people need to realize that lead follow-up is super expensive and very, very time consuming.
Yeah.
Like if for any marketers out there that, like, I get it. There are some agents out there that are not, not that they're lazy. It's just they don't take the time to do the follow-up, right? It's a lot of freaking work. To do lead follow-up is a lot of, work.
Brent's question, if you have text, email, and bot going to your leads, do you still call the leads, or what do you suggest? We're kind of getting into follow-up with that question.
Yeah, you still have to call your leads.
Yeah,
no doubt about that.
I would agree.
The bot's not going to close a deal.
No, but I would also look at the budget, right? Because if the budget is not there to take care of all the leads,
I'm sorry. Like, there's no way that a bot's going to close a deal.
No, the bot's not going to close the deal. I will completely agree with that. I'm saying if the budget's not there to call all of the leads, and you can qualify to a certain extent with a bot or a survey or something, like, it's going to help. But again, your best results are going to be from the phone.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so we have a bot right now that's actually converting to appointments. We were looking at it today. It converted 2 more appointments today. Yeah, so we got 2 appointments out of the bot today. I don't know. It's a few anyways, but the bot, like, it converted to an appointment. The agent called within 5 minutes of booking that appointment just to confirm the appointment, and we couldn't get a hold of the lead.
Okay.
Like, they're not picking up the phone, right? So what do you do in that case? The bot's done.
Yeah.
The agent's got to keep following up and trying to get a hold of this lead. So it doesn't stop.
No, it really doesn't.
The phone call.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right, is you have to call all the leads. I mean, if you're not calling all the leads, you're not getting your full value out of the leads.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that?
100%.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so Philip, we just had a lead from August, just put in an offer for a $750,000 house and get it accepted. Congrats, Philip. We love seeing results, guys. That is fantastic. Ben says, are you vetting out agents that are willing to work with those types of bursts? My trial clients won't budge more than $25 daily, and they don't want to do those short bursts with $50 or more. Well, I guess it's a tough question, right? Because we're talking about clients willing to work with bursts for their leads, but also clients that are willing to pay $25 to $50 a day. So, we're going into client budgets. We're going into a couple things there. Shane, how would you tackle that one?
Well, I think every client's going to be different, right? Like, I've got some clients that just want to be able to feed their teams with leads. Right. So, like, doing bursts doesn't work, right? I've got other clients that they want those bursts. They don't want to be spending, they want to be able to sit down for 2 days a month and then just go through their calls and try to book a bunch of appointments. So the bursts work really well. But it depends on the client and what the client wants. Again, it just kind of goes back to, trying to figure out what the desires are and what the challenges are, what their goals are, and then, adjusting to those. I like the bursts because they're to me, they're a lot less work. For the marketer, they're a lot less work.
And for the agent, they're ready. They're ready. I'm going to get a ton of leads during this time and this time, and I'm ready for those. They have it blocked off. There's a lot of advantages to that.
Yeah, you need the right offer though. That's for those bursts of work. You really do need the right offers. And they don't come every day, right? I had one campaign that was generating leads every 12 minutes. The one that we just ran recently was a property that was $50,000 below market value. That started generating leads for 50 cents. It climbed to 75 cents, we got some amazing leads out of it. I think 5 or 6 appointment booked in the first 24 hours.
Well, and Chris is asking, what's the budget for 100 leads? I think that depends, based on what you're saying right now, Shane, depends on the property. Budget for 100 leads, let's say homes list. I typically like to budget at least $5 a lead to be safe. And a lot of times we're below that, but still, if we're there, then we're safe, especially if we're in a big market, right? Las Vegas, Los Angeles, New York, stuff like that. Those are typically going to be higher priced. So it depends on your market, how much 100 leads is going to cost, right? So in Los Angeles, you might be paying, $1,500 for 100 leads.
Agreed.
And then rural Indiana, you might be paying $250. So it's tough to answer that one exactly, Chris, but if you focus on the location and what the leads cost there, multiply that by 100, you should be good. So you can always do a trial for a week and say, we're going to gauge our budget and what we need.
So, hey, Matt, before you move on here, we're almost 2 hours into this.
I know. I want to get through these really quick. So I think we need to go.
Make it fast. Stop your blabbering.
Burst mode. Okay. We're going to go burst mode through the rest of the questions. You guys have 30 seconds to answer or to ask any other questions, and then we're going to go into the bot giveaway after we get through these. So,
and then I'm going to bed.
Yes, there we go.
After party.
Oh yes. Gary's asking, if a client has given me $300 to $500 a month for ads, should I spend $10 a day or front load more at the beginning?
Sorry, I'm totally distracted. My mom just messaged me.
Okay, $500 a day.
Sorry, I'm just we're trying to plan Christmas. We're trying to plan Christmas here. Sorry.
Yeah, right. $500 a month. Should we front load or should we spread it out? I'm personally going to spread that out, but at the same time, I might do a little bit more in the beginning just to make sure I have the right ad running for the rest of the month. Shane?
Yeah. I think it just goes back to what a lot of times when I work with clients, I'll ask them okay, this is what we're going to do when we first start out. We're going to build out, homes list, a listing campaign. We're going to do this type of campaign. And then we spread out the budget over the course of the month. But I always tell them listen, these are the types of, listings that we're looking for. These are the types of offers that we want to put together so we can generate, a lot of good quality leads for you. And so if those offers don't come in that month, then I need to run something else, right? And I'm going to run that over the course of the month.
Makes sense. Okay. So what, if any, pre-qualifying are you doing to make sure the leads that the realtor gets are decent and they don't complain about the leads? Shane, I'll let you handle that one.
Oh my God. What this is I don't want to handle that question.
All right,
it's so late, man.
Okay.
And that's okay.
What qualifying are we doing? It depends on the client. Okay. So some of them are doing more than others. And when I say more than others, we might be running to a bot, we might be running to a survey, or we might be running to agentology. As far as complaining about the leads, I don't really deal with that. Okay. Because I explained right up front, leads are leads. They are actually people. Okay. 7% of people are going to move in the next year. So we know that we have 7% of people are going to move. How many can we identify? That's the question, right? So I would really guess that we're getting more than 7% that are actually going to move in the next year because these people are looking at houses, right? So if 7% of people in general are going to move and we're getting people inquiring on the ads, chances are we have a higher percentage rate. Now, how many are we going to close? That's a totally different number. but I don't let anybody complain about the leads because the leads, again, are people interested in property. So it comes down to.
And I think a lot of it just goes up to and I think it all comes down to setting the right expectations when you first sign up your clients, and then working through them with with all the leads. I have one client right now where we're generating a ton of leads. They're not happy with the quality of the leads. I mean, it's the same story. I go back to listen. Remember the conversation we had about like us generating, like stop. I always tell my clients this: stop focusing on the bad leads and focus on the good ones. Like, who cares about the 95 bad leads that you're getting this month? Your 5 leads are worth $60,000. The good ones that have booked appointments, like, just don't worry about all the other ones. Forget them, and then just keep focusing.
Exactly. Any thoughts on Agent Legend? I'm not super familiar with it. Shane, are you?
Like I mean, not that
As
familiar.
far as I understand, it's an automated system, and so my thought on that is an automated system will get you as many results as an automated system will get you.
Yeah, like they'll do like. Yeah, so I worked with one client. Like, this was early on when I started doing this, but they do the voicemail. I'm pretty sure they do the voicemail drops, text messages, and emails.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, it's a decent, solid system. I've never used them because it's an added cost to the clients. So it's not something that I've needed before. But from what I understand, it's like people love Agent Legend.
Yeah, no, I've heard a lot of good reviews as well. And again, it's just something I don't use because I want more of a personal touch. We have a lot of people sticking around. So guys, make sure you stick around. As soon as we get through these, we are going to do the bot giveaway. 5 of those with the private coaching call. So what's the budget for 100 leads per month? T, we kind of covered that one already. How many leads is a reasonable number to pitch an agent on? It depends on the location, right? So it depends on the location and the budget. If you're in a location that's super competitive, you can go as high as $15 a month for an estimate. And then depending on their ad spend, it would be that divided by 15 for the number of leads they can expect. If it's a normal, like, rural area, it should be under $5, and whatever their ad spend is divided by 5. So Brian is asking, what is a solid practice for or solid pricing strategy for lead gen when working with realtors? Oh gosh, that's a really tough one. Shane, pricing strategy, you take that one.
Oh, I mean, this is again, pricing strategy. Like, for me, so when I price a client out, I mean, I'm typically going based on what the requirements are for that client. So it's all like I'll do a discovery call with the client, trying to figure out what their the challenges are, what their goals are, where do they want to get to, where they're at right now, and how do we need to get to the next level for them. And then the prices are based on that. It's a lot of times it's customized to what the client needs. We have a baseline, but a lot of times we just customize it based on what the needs are of the client.
Makes sense.
Does that answer the question?
I think so. Now, Joe's asking, what's a good book or system to look at for follow-up? Shane, I'm going to let you answer that while I run inside real quick and check on them, and then.
I don't read books. Whoa, where are you going?
Okay.
Don't leave me with read out a question.
I know.
Okay, I got to. I don't want to answer.
I'm going to answer the good book part. It's Millionaire Real Estate Agent. It's an amazing book. Gives you a lot of insight as far as what you need to have. Shane, what would you say is a good system to look at for follow-up?
Where are you going?
I got to go check on them again.
Ooh, who are you checking? Oh, the kid. Where's your wife?
Yeah,
she comes back at 11 o'clock from karaoke, right? Because these interruptions are.
Yeah, but she technically didn't go to karaoke. She went to their Christmas party at their friend's house, which is a little further away. So it'll probably be like 12.
Okay, Stacey. What was the question again? I don't remember.
A good system to look at for follow-up. And then the next one. Well, just go with that one. I'll be back in seriously 40 seconds.
Sorry, what was the question? I like a good system to look up.
System to look at for follow-up.
A good system to look at for follow-ups.
All right, talk about your system for follow-up and go from there.
I'm way too tired. I've had a little bit of wine to drink. So we built out an entire customized system, so nobody wants to do that. We spent months and months building something out. It's way overcomplicated. I think for individual agents, when we bring a new agent on board, typically what we do is if they aren't currently using a CRM system of their own, we typically recommend something like LionDesk, Follow Up Boss, Firepoint, one of those systems. LineDesk is an easy one to recommend, especially if they don't have something because it's so cheap. They've got a couple bugs and things like that, but definitely it's something that we use. My wife uses it. It works okay. It's easy to keep yourself organized. So in terms of follow-up systems to keep the agents organized, that's typically what we do. For ourselves, like I said, we build out an entire customized system using Entreport, where it takes in the leads, it creates all the automated tasks, and pushes the follow-up through all our processes. But for individual agents, are you coming back?
All right.
I was just talking about LineDesk and how, it's a pretty decent system for the money, but for individual agents.
I've got a beast mode version of LineDesk that crushes it. So, but moving on. All right, we're going to move into 10-second answers. We're going to move really quick here because we've got a lot of questions. Brent, do you?
Everybody's leaving all that, because they're like, "Fuck! I've been waiting for the chat bot here. You guys aren't giving shit away."
Right. The people who stick around are going to be the ones who have a chance at winning. So do you push all leads to a call? As many as we can, Brent. As soon as possible? Absolutely. We want them as fast as we can. We want to be on the phone. Joe says cold lead plus bot equals warm lead plus good follow-up equals client plus good service equals closing. Exactly. Brent says, do you have a text notification sent to the realtor as soon as the lead comes in, or how do you set up notifications? Yes. Text notification through Zoom.
Does it automatically. And LineDesk does it automatically. So if you're using a few of the other, I'm pretty sure Follow Up Desk does it. Agentology does it. There's a number of them that do it, and you can do it for free through Zapier as well. So,
yep. Chris says, I did your home price suggestion, got 26 leads for $40. Awesome, Chris. I'm excited for that. I don't know which one it was, but I'm excited they got great results.
Cool.
Dimitri says, any chance we can check out your bots on live pages? Unfortunately not, because those are client pages and we don't share those. But if you have like any of the courses.
It's the same bot. It's the same bot from the masterclass.
Yeah.
That's the one we're using.
The one that we're running. So let's see. David says the leads are weak. LOL. Yeah, I love hearing that one. John says, do you recommend we don't run ads until after the New Year's? Some of my clients have concerns about the holiday. John, it's a mixed review depending on who you ask. Some people are saying wait till January 3rd. We are currently running ads for most of our clients. David, can you guys speak on the effectiveness of home list in cities where the median is over 1 million? Markets like San Jose.
I just saw that comment.
David, we actually are running some homes lists on those, and they're getting great results. The only difference is they cost $10 to $15. So that's what we're doing. Shane, do you have anything else to add to that?
No, I'm super distracted by that last comment that came up. I don't know who put that up.
Okay, I don't know which one it is. Which one is it?
I just keep reading the questions. Questions.
Okay. What do you think is the best system for farming a specific territory? Zach says no farming. LOL. No, farming a specific territory.
Is Zach on here? What the hell? I thought he was like.
It's a different Zach.
Oh, okay.
So, territory farming. How do you handle that? Basically, we treat it like if we're doing a mailing campaign, and that's a lot to get into, honestly. But we want to take more of a branding approach with a little bit of lead gen. Is basically the way that we're doing it. Brent, how come Shane never goes to the bathroom? Brent, I've had that question.
Superman, man. Superman. It's like I'm holding it in, not just like, let's go wrap this up so I can get to the bathroom.
It says, no, he likes to answer, but he's tired and his phone's dead. Yep. David says, yep, love LineDesk / follow-up boss. Yes. Zach says, not follow-up, LOL. Jen says, LOL. Ben, how do you build a good...
Listen, this is not reading the comments. This is called reading the questions.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get through. I don't know which ones are questions until I read them. So I'm just reading them as I go. How do you build a good quality, better than Zillow home evaluation bot? Ben, quickest answer is you don't. Zillow has the market cornered. So, I mean, that's yeah. Is that the one you were laughing at, Shane?
No, keep moving.
Okay. Well, something happened where I just lost a lot of comments.
Oh, good. We're gonna skip the one comment then. Perfect.
What was it? Come on.
No, like it's fine.
Okay.
I don't know. It was just somebody commenting. I'm assuming this is directed to me because I don't know who else would comment. He's too busy looking at penis pics.
They were on your live last night.
Yes, they were.
Oh my goodness. Okay, there's going to be a ton that I am missing right now. If they are, we're going to try and get to them in the comments. Feel free to tag us if we missed them. But anyways, Shane, let's do the whole number thing. So why don't you write down 5 numbers between 1 and 30, and we're going to start.
Is this the mind trick thing?
No mind trick.
Do?
Nope, I am not doing any influencing.
So what do you want me to do again? Remind me.
5 numbers between 1 and 30. And then
5,
everyone...
I'm writing 5 numbers between 1 and 30?
5 different numbers between 1 and 30. And then everyone give us your guess on a number, and we're going to pick the first 5 that match Shane's numbers in the comments.
What are we giving away again?
5 free bots, as well as access to the private group coaching call, where we will be giving you the bot.
So basically, you're going to go through the entire bot, how it works. You're going to walk through how to deploy it, how to connect it to the pages, and what to do with this thing, and how to pitch to clients. So if you're a marketer, you can use this to pitch your clients with.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an agent, you can use this to do what?
If you're an agent, you can use this at your open houses or for your open houses.
So do I write
5 numbers quick? They're coming in. You got to hurry.
Whoa. Okay, listen, dude, I need some proper instructions here.
Okay.
Do I write like a number on like individual pieces of paper, or just 5 numbers, one after the other?
As long as we know which ones are which. And if somebody else guesses your number, make sure to change it quick.
Up to what?
Up to
what?
So 5 numbers up to 30, and we're going to go through those.
Okay.
Show us the 5 numbers.
I don't have my camera reversed, and I'm not fiddling around.
Let's see. Okay, so 11, 25, 19, 27, 8. Okay. All right. So let me get in here and start looking through these. And people
how long do I have to hold this up for?
Is until I see it on the actual live, so that I can match it with the numbers. And somebody, I'm sure if you guys are smart, you're already writing down the ones that you're seeing, so that whoever the first 5 that have the numbers.
Did you give enough time for everybody to write their freaking numbers down?
I think so. So
are you sure?
Well, if they're paying attention. So Philip has 11. Philip, congrats.
Woo!
All right. I'm looking.
I don't think you gave enough people time to write down numbers.
We're moving quick. Torrance, 8. So we've got 2 people have won so far. First is Philip. Second is Torrance. Let's see here. I'm going through. Let's see. Keep holding that thing up so I can see. Okay. I'm trying to get through all these right. Oh, gosh. And it just skipped a bunch. Okay. So where's the last one? Torrance 1. Okay. And then let's see. 11, 19, 25, 27. Hang on. Of course, it keeps skipping. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
The next time you do a draw like this, you need a better system, bro.
Yeah, we probably do, but we're going for it as quick as we can. So the box, you know what? It is going crazy because everybody's entering them now that they saw them. We're gonna have to go back through these, everyone, and we're gonna pick the 5 and we're gonna message you personally. So that's how we're gonna do it, to make sure that it is completely fair, because I'm seeing so many and my mouse keeps skipping around because of all the comments coming in. So we're gonna pick the first 5 people to get basically the first 5 people who got a number right, and you will be getting notified via PM. So watch for those. Those will be coming from me, and we'll set up a time where we're going to do that private group coaching call and go from there.
Can I just mention something? Let me just say something. We have a ton of members that are in Australia, the UK, and just people that just can't make the live. Can we add a little something here to the end of this live that whoever's going to watch tomorrow, because I know we have some supporters out there.
Okay.
We've got, and I think who I'm talking about. There's a few of them. They're going to watch this. Is there something that we can do to give away one more spot for this coaching program or this free bot to those people?
All right. So
can we just do a random draw for those guys?
We've got the 5, and then I'll tell you what, we'll randomly select at least one more. We'll see how many we're going to randomly select, but we'll randomly select at least one more on.
Got to comment something special. I'm guessing.
Yeah, let's see. What should they have to comment?
Just comment Trooper like we usually do.
Hashtag Trooper. There you go. Hashtag Trooper. So if you made it this far and you comment hashtag Trooper, you have another shot at winning. Does that sound fair?
I think that sounds fair. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys so much for being on. What were you going to say? Before I close this
I'm done.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We're so glad that you could be here, and we're excited to have that private coaching call with everyone. And yeah, Merry
Christmas gifts, Christmas morning from all our awesome supporters and top marketers that came on the live tonight. That's awesome, man. I can't believe you hooked up all the members with those free whatever you want to call them. So those are going out in the bot. Christmas morning. And then whenever, I guess we're going to do this chatbot thing at some point down the road. So
that'll probably
happy holidays to everybody. Yeah. And then I think we're going to go live tomorrow as well, because we're going to talk about the masterclass that's coming up with Ravi. So Ravi's coming on live tomorrow inside the group, and we're going to talk a little bit about the masterclass. Hey, we never announced I booked time for so hopefully he's going to stick with it
on the 3rd.
So January 3rd, we've got Ryan Stuman that is going to come who's going to come out and talk to us about hopefully sales and closing and talking to clients. And he's got a very, very interesting background. I believe he was a mortgage broker or an insurance broker. I'm not really sure, but he's going to talk to us about, talking like closing real estate agents down and stuff like that. And he's got a really cool product too that he's going to talk about. So that's going to be on January 3rd. Next week, I'm not sure who we have lined what.
Right, Shane?
Right. Yeah, that's right. Next, January 3rd is a special time. The guy's a busy guy. So we actually have to shift Whiskey Thursday to a different time. We'll make sure to announce it and let everybody know. I just want to make sure that we confirm that with Mr. Ryan. Yeah.
So if you guys are excited about that, hashtag Ryan Stuman in the comments. And have a great holiday. We will see everybody after the holidays next week, Thursday, where we have a special Whiskey Thursday that we haven't decided on yet, but it'll be cool. Right, Shane?
Yes. Oh, I got to end the broadcast. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
See you guys later. Okay. Good talking to you, buddy. We'll talk to you. Bye.